Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, Fraiser. They rebooted Fraiser, and I kind of was interested in it because I didn't like Frasier back in the day. My sister watched it a lot. It was on a lot, and it was on a lot on commercial TV because there are a couple of channels that basically just all syndicated shows. And I started watching Frasier. I'm like, oh, I kind of like this, and I'm relating to it more now because I'm older. When I was a teenager, it just didn't really get me as much, and a lot of stuff really worked. I'm watching it like 20 years later, so I really enjoyed it. I'd bought all the Blu-rays, all the DVDs though. I just hadn't watched them, so I sat down and watched the whole lot. Even though half the episodes I just watched on TV, but because I missed a lot, I'm like, I just want to know how the show goes, and I want to see the ending. I don't want to miss anything, so I marathoned. I think it's 11 seasons or something like that. And then I heard they were coming back last year doing a series. I'm like, wow, okay. And the big drama was David Hyde Pierce isn't in it, so Niles is in it. And I'm like, how can you do Frasier without Niles? I know he's moved to another city. Niles has a family. We'll get into that in a second. But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. I laughed out loud a lot of times. I enjoyed it. There were a few issues. The first episode, I got excited because I thought the son was gay because he's living with a woman, and it's like, oh, he thinks you're my girlfriend, you're not my girlfriend. What am I going to tell him the truth? What am I going to tell him about? He mentions the name of a guy. I'm like, oh, he's gay and he's hiding it? No, it was actually one of his workmates because he's a fireman died, and he was dealing with survivor's guilt, and he was helping the wife out with the baby. And I don't know if they referred to the name of the baby or the name of the guy who died. And so he's not gay. It wasn't a secret husband or anything. So I was a bit disappointed in the second episode, but I moved on. So this film, they sort of try to recreate the dynamic of the original show, where it was like Frasier had his very average, American father move in while he is this stuck-up snob, and the conflict, the culture clash there was always part of the story. And then, of course, the relationship between him and Niles was just magic. In this series now, he has bought his son's apartment building and he's letting him stay there rent-free if he lives in the same apartment with him. So he's trying to help him out because he's a fireman. He's not earning any money, of course, because those people don't get paid well for what they do. When you consider what they do, they should be paid a lot more, just like teachers. So it kind of works. I don't really like the actor playing the son. He's kind of just there. He's okay, but he's not amazing or anything. And the girl playing the girlfriend who's works in a bar, so she's sort of there as well. She's okay, but she's not really that interesting either. Frasier's friend is kind of funny, but not likable. So it's really pulling on Frasier alone. There's no, like, the older friend is kind of supposed to be a bit of a Niles, but it's not the same dynamic. It's one of his old friends who's just as snooty as him, but in a different way. So that you can't capture lightning in a bottle twice. David Hyde Pierce wouldn't come back. I don't know why. I don't know if there's politics. I don't want to look and find out that Kelsey Grammer's MAGA or something. I'm not looking. I don't want to know. But there's I don't like him because of Real Housewives, because his wife was on the show, and you saw the divorce from her side and it looked pretty bad. So I never really liked him after that. I never really liked the actor or the character, but I found it funny. And he is kind of pompous and cringe in this in a few points. I'm surprised they went with that and didn't make him more likable. But I'm thinking it's partly Kelsey Grammer is just cringe and unlikable. So, yeah. So despite not liking Kelsey Grammer, I like the show. Now, Roz came back for the last episode. It was great. Lilith came back, I think, for the second last episode. There's only 10. She didn't quite seem like Lilith. She seemed like an old lady. She didn't seem like Lilith. I would have imagined Lilith aging differently. Like, she didn't have the bun, she didn't have the hair pulled back, wasn't jet black, she didn't have that Addams Family sort of element. They sort of gave her grey hair and aged her, and she looked more like a normal woman, not like Lilith. So I feel that was a mistake. I think they should have kept her character more consistent. Maybe Baby, or whatever her name is, Baby, I don't know what her name is, Nurif. Maybe she wanted the character to be more real, more relatable. Maybe that's just how they wrote her. Don't know what happened. But Lilith, there were a few moments. The humour's still there. There were barbs going backwards and forward the whole time. But there was something that wasn't quite. She was still terrifying everyone, but I'm not sure why. Because she just looked like a harmless little old lady, and she didn't quite have that edge. It was not quite there. I'm not quite sure what didn't click. Yeah. But I overall love the show. There's a second season. Looking forward to it. Watched it in one go. It's 10 episodes. It didn't take long. But yeah, glad I finally got it off the list. Now, season 2's already started. Maybe I'll watch that live on TV. I don't know where it's showing. I'll work that out. I think only a couple of episodes in. It only started in September. So I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the reboot or continuing of Fraiser. And should they do it with other shows? I'm fine with it. Because a lot of these shows didn't end because they were bad or not popular. They just ran out of story at that time and put it 20 years later. There's a lot of opportunities for story and development and everything. So I'm for it.